As the calendar flies on into the mid part of October, we're dealing with a weather pattern that will bring more consistently cool weather to the northern plains, upper Midwest, corn bean belt, northern plains, but nothing really terribly cold. We had some very chilly weather early in the fall. We had a lot of warm weather this past week. Now it's going to be more consistently cool, and it's doing this without any major storms. And the only caveat to that would be the possibility of another big tropical system. Right now, the tropics don't seem to be pointing in our direction storm-wise, but that's obviously something that can change. The last few vestiges of hot weather, as they usually are at the end of the year, Texas and the Southwest. There is a little finger of hot weather that goes up into much of Northern California. That heat, that's a lot of weather in the 90s. That's some pretty hot weather. Warm weather, 70s, a few stray 80s coming up into the Middle West this weekend. That storm system, which is the one storm system that's really part of the forecast, moves on out of the area without leaving really any tremendous rainfall, and it will bring down some cooler weather, first into the northern plains, then into the Middle West, into the Great Lakes, all circulating down inside this curved out low pressure trough that will gradually move east and then escape out over the Canadian Maritimes by the end of the week. Much colder weather, below freezing daytimes up around Hudson Bay. That's mostly going to stay up there this week, and the west with this bulging ridge will continue to be fairly warm. As we move ahead into the second week of the period, there will be a little bit of a flattening of this jet stream. Really not a lot of change, but a modest flattening as we start to see a big low pressure area form out of the northern Pacific. Not quite poised to become a Midwest storm system yet. The weather looks fairly quiet in that regard, but it will allow for some cooler weather to hang around the northern plains. As far as precipitation goes, obviously, the tropical system and its remnants will continue to bring some rain on the eastern part of the country today. As we go through the week, this rain will become not excessive, just wet, and it will eventually end, of course. A lot of the Great Plains, the Southwest, will be just dry. That doesn't mean zero precipitation, it just means not a lot. And that means that for most of the Great Plains, the good harvest weather will likely continue. And throughout the Middle West, it will likely remain reasonably dry as well. Moving ahead into the second week of this period now, right in the middle of October, the 18th through the 24th, still looking fairly dry over most of the U.S. And again, that doesn't mean zero rain, it just means not very much. Snow, you may recall it was 1 year ago, October 10th, 11th, and 12th, when extremely heavy snow fell over many areas of eastern North Dakota and some parts of northern Minnesota. Right now, it looks like we're going to escape any type of massive snowstorm, at least through the middle of October. Later in the winter, well, we'll just have to watch and see for that.